So the video lesson have the following objectives: introduction, absorption of water by roots, activity, osmosis, activity again, and pathway of water absorption in plants. Okay, so before gonna start introduction, let me make this video interesting by having an activity. So what you have to do, you have to take some test tubes, okay, and put the same amount of water in all these test tubes, and put some different color dyes in each test tube. Okay, like blue, green, yellow, orange, and so on, whatever color you are having. Okay, after then put put white color flowers along with their twigs in the test tube, so that their twig touch the color of the test tube. Okay, it means the colored solution. After then keep it for a day, and then or some hours, then you will observe there is change in the appearance of flower. See, when they are kept in green color or orange color or yellow color, then there is change in the appearance that the petals have their respective patches, isn't it? And also that there is the level of solution is also reduced. Why it is so? What's the reason? Do you know? Do you have an answer for it? It means there is something in the plants which is responsible for transporting this water, this solution, to the upper part of the plant, isn't it? Yes. What is it? I'm going to explain it later. So let's get started the introduction. Water, as you know, that this is very important, and all the organisms need water for different purposes for their metabolic activities. So, just like animals, plants also need water, minerals, and food for their growth and survival. But how this transportation of water takes place in the parts of plant? Uh, Plants are like complex organism. They are very big. They are smaller also. But how this transportation takes place in water? What is the structure which is responsible for it? As like smaller organism, like this is amoeba, which is a unicellular organism. So it is very easy that the water is just diffused into the body surface of it, and by diffusion that the water is enter into the body and then exit out. So movement of water is very simple in simple organism, unicellular organism, or few celled organism, like here it is a Spirogyra. So here also that by diffusion is what? Movement of molecules from their higher concentration to their lower concentration. Okay, if outside there is more water and inside in the organism there is low water, so water just enter into their body. Okay, and when the water is more there in their body, then this water is just exit out. So this is called diffusion process. So in lower organism this is very simple. But how, what about this higher complex organism, or we can say multicellular organism? How is it? By what process or by what agent or by which part of the plant is responsible for it? So here you can see this line. Root hair absorb water and nutrients from the soil. I think you may have the idea regarding it. So let us find out how absorption of water by roots. So water, as you know, that it plays an essential role in the growth and survival of plants. It helps in the absorption of nutrients, and at the time of the process of photosynthesis, this is really important. There are different chemical reactions takes place in the cells for which water is needed as a solvent. Okay, so water is found in the spaces. You know what? That the water is found in the spaces between the soil particles. Okay, as the roots are the region which is direct in contact with the soil. So in the soil, water is there. You know it very well. Okay, so from the soil, as the soil is in contact with the roots, and roots have their very tiny structures along with them. They have their lateral branches, as you can see here, so that they have their branches, lateral branches on both the sides. And beside that, they are also having tiny structures. You can see the structure, the zoom structure of this one. Here you can see the zoom structure of this is here. So there are some structures here. What these structures are called? These are fine thread-like structure, or I can say hair-like structure, and that's why the name is given as root hair. So first thing, what we get from this, water is found in the spaces between the soil particles is absorbed by the roots. Yes, so roots are the one which helps in absorption of water. But in the roots, there is a structure, hair-like structure, and these structures are called root hair. Okay, and why root hair? Because root hair are what I can say that this increase. It has um, thin surface, or I can say that the cell membrane is very thin, and beside that it increases the surface area so that the water can enter into the cell, root hair cell. Okay, so root hair provide large surface area and have thin plasma membrane which helps the water to enter in. Okay, so this is how absorption of water takes place by roots. Okay, and this absorption of water, as the root hair provide large surface area, as you know it, um, a semi-permeable membrane, they possess a very thin plasma membrane which are called as semi-permeable membrane. Okay, so semi-permeable membrane is there. Semi-permeable membrane means what? A membrane which allows selective substance to enter in, and semi-permeable membrane are very no, are selectively allowed water to enter, and the process is called osmosis. Okay, now the next question is, what is osmosis? So I'm going to explain it after the activity. Activity to show roots absorb water. For this, material needed are test tubes, 3 test tubes, water, cork, 2 small sized plants with roots intact, and oil and water. Okay, so for this, what you have to do, you have to take 3 test tubes. Okay, and name this test tubes as A, B, and C. Okay, in first test tube, you have to just keep water and rubber cork over it and fix the rubber cork over the test tube. So you just have to take water and rubber cork fix over it. Then in the second one, you have to take water in the same quantity as like A. In B and C, you have to put water in the same quantity. And in B, you have to put plant along with its root. Okay, a small size plant along with its root. And also, you have to put few drops of oil. Here in the C1, you have to put the plant, but the roots should not touch the water. Okay, in B, you are seeing that roots are free floating in the water, and here that the roots are above the surface of water. And again, you have to put oil in this also, in the C test tube also. Okay, then observe what will happen after some time, or I can say after a day, 24 hours. You will find that there is no change in test tube A, there is change in test tube B, and there is no change in test tube C. Why it is so? Why there is no change in test tube A and C? Do you know why? Because in test tube A, you have already fixed a rubber cork over the mouth of the test tube, right? So water will not get escape out or not get evaporated, right? In test tube C, the plant is there, the roots are also there, but they are not in contact with the water. And if it is not in contact with the water, how they catch water, right? And the plant also get dried off, or I can say died. है ना? And here in B, as the amount of water is reduced, it means some of the water is used by the roots for the plant, to make the plant alive. Okay, and that's why the level of water get decrease. You can also do one thing, that in the starting you can mark the level of water in all this test tube, okay, with the help of marker, so that it will give you easy comparison. Okay, so here you can see the level of water is marked, and this much water is used by the roots. So now from this activity, what is clear to us, what we can conclude, that the roots are the one which has an absorption of water, isn't it? Yes. So what was our next question? Osmosis. Osmosis is what? Osmosis is a process in which movement of water molecules takes place from their higher concentration to their lower concentration. Okay, so higher concentration to lower concentration means what? Here, let me show you a picture and then you will get to know about it. Here you can see that there is a semi-permeable. One more important thing is that semi-permeable membrane is there. Semi-permeable membrane is a membrane which allows selective substance to enter in. It does not allow all the substance to cross it. Okay, so some selective substance are allowed to enter or to pass through it. Okay, so here a semi-permeable membrane is kept, and here you can see that the water is there, and here again the water is there, but this is what this rounded substance is, a sugar molecule, and here there are more sugar molecules. Okay, so here we can consider that there is more water molecules and there is low water molecule. Why it is so? Because there are more sugar molecule here. Okay, so here there is higher concentration of water and here there is lower concentration of water, and they are separated by semi-permeable membrane. So the movement of water molecules from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration with the help of semi-permeable membrane, this is called osmosis. Here you can see that after some time there is a change, okay, and water molecule cross the semi-permeable membrane and gets into the next side, okay, where there is lower concentration of water. Okay, so this is how water molecule cross the semi-permeable membrane, and the process is called osmosis. Now you got this, the movement of water molecules from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration. Now again activity I always like. So yes, activity to study osmosis using potato osmoscope. Okay, you can make this at your home also. What you have to do, first of all, material required are some potatoes, water, petri dish, some pins. Okay, so for this experiment, what you have to do, you have to take a potato, okay, and a beaker. Okay, so beaker, potato, you have to what I can say, that you have to peel the potato and then make a cavity inside. Okay, just by using your knife or blade, you can just make a cavity like this as shown in the picture. And also after then, what you have to do, you have to keep this potato in the beaker which is somewhat filled with water. Okay, so you that keep the potato and also the beaker is having some water. You should have to keep in mind that that the potato will not fully immerse in water or fully filled with water. No, it's not like that. You just have to keep some water in the beaker, and then potato in the potato you have to keep sugar solution. Okay, and then place it in the beaker, so it will be better then. Okay, so put some sugar solution as it is mentioned in the book, 20%. 20%, it means 80 ml of water and 20 gram of sugar. Okay, mix it well and then put it in the potato cavity. Okay, and then keep it into the beaker which is filled with water. Like that. The level of water you can see here. This is the level of water, and here this is potatoes cavity is kept here. Okay. Also, one thing which you have to do is that you have to use a pin, okay, to mark the level of water. Here, how will we get uh, how will it find out the change in the level of water? So here we can use all pin. Okay. Then after then, you know that the process of osmosis, it means that the water molecules move from higher concentration to their lower concentration. So what the change will be, that here you can see that there is increase in the level of water. There was the sugar solution, and here the sugar solution rises up. Okay, so it was the initial level, and here it is a final level. You can use another pin to show that this much increase in the level of water. Okay, so this is done. Why it has happened? Because here that potato work as a semi-permeable membrane, and there is water outside outside the potato osmoscope, and this water is traveled or moved from higher concentration to lower concentration, and that's why there is increase in the level of sugar solution. Okay, so now what's the conclusion is, the level of sugar solution rises because water from outside it means from the beaker, flows into the sugar solution. In the sugar solution, it means into the potato, and potato wall acts as a semi-permeable membrane. And here what has happened, the process of osmosis we have seen. Now, pathway of water through the roots. So here, how water is transported to the upper parts of the plant. So first, as you know that there is water in the soil, there is a water film in the soil. Okay, so from the soil, this water is transported to the root hair. Okay, as you can see, this is a root hair cell. So it just travel in the root hair cell by the process of osmosis. Okay, this you have to keep it in mind, that through the process of osmosis, why it is so? Because there is more level of water outside, and in the root hair there is lower level of water, and that's why from higher region to lower region, water is enter into the uh, permeable membrane, or we can say plasma membrane of the root hair cells. Okay, so this is how it transported to the root hair cell. And here, when there is higher level of air to the nearby cells, then again there is osmosis. When there is more water in this cell but there is lower water level in this cell, so again by the osmosis water travels, and the process is so on till the root cortex. And then there is one structure, a tube like structure is there, and that is called xylem. Okay, xylem helps to conduct water to the upper parts of the plant. Okay, so by the process of osmosis, water travels into the cells inside the root, and then it is conducted to the upper part of the plant through xylem tubes or xylem vessels. Okay, so this is what we can say, that the pathway of water through the roots. So if you are having any doubt, you may ask me in the school lab. Till then, good day, take care, bye bye, and please don't skip any video. Okay, bye, take care.